Jaimee Rogers is going to join us. Just very quickly, though, punters, that special is now open. Our Oaks Day 3 Stooges multi. So we've got race 7, number 7 today at Flemington to run a place. Race 8, number 1 to run a place. And race 9, number 5. All place, all must start. Otherwise, bet will be void and refunded. It is $12 roughly for the treble, normal,
yes.
$19. It's what we have boosted it to for the next half an hour of the show. So jump on, get involved. When I say half an hour too, it'll just be until it sells out.
Yeah, which happens very quickly. Burning questions now with Jaimee. And Jaimee, what about this lot of talk this morning about Latrell Mitchell?
Yeah, there has. I know you guys were just speaking quite extensively with Bulldog Richie about it, so we won't go too much into this, but obviously we've seen that talks appear to have fallen down between the Roosters and Latrell, with them reportedly withdrawing their offer, and it appears that other clubs have gone cold too. Do you boys think that he is the $1 million man that he thinks that he's worth?
Oh, to the Roosters, he's not worth $1 million, no. No, but to some other club, he is.
Well, do you agree?
So the market dictates what you're worth.
Do you agree with South Sydney's GM of football, Shane Richardson, that he should stay at the Roosters?
I would recommend Latrell stays at the Roosters because he's going to play in a side that'll be very competitive, capable of winning more competitions. He knows the support structure is there for him, and he's got a good football program that he's playing.
If he's a $1 million player at another club, Loz, what club is it? And 2, what position does he play?
Well, it's who's looking for a strike centre and who's got money available.
So you only see him as a centre. You don't see him playing fullback or a second roving 5/8 role or something.
Well, I don't know whether he's got the aerobic capacity. I don't know whether he's got the aerobic capacity to play as a fullback. Now, you can change, you can train yourself, but he'd have to lose weight and he'd have to become fitter. Has he got the desire and hunger? He says he has. If he has, well, you're basically taking a risk. What I do know that I'm buying as a centre, he's a game breaker. That's what I know. I'm taking a bit of a gamble on him at $1 million or $1 million plus to play him fullback, because after 12 months, you work out that he's not a fullback. Yeah. It's left you in the dark. You've not wasted your money, but you've got to change tack. So you've got to move him from fullback, put him back into the centres, and then you are paying $1 million for a centre.
And what do you boys think about Cooper Cronk joining GWS in a leadership role? It looked to have been successful when Billy Slater's gone across to St Kilda. What do you think of him going over to GWS?
I think it's a great move. Everyone you speak to about leadership and professionalism, the first person that comes to mind is Cooper Cronk. And I've heard Craig Bellamy, Frank Panisi, all the Melbourne people talk about Cooper Cronk being the most professional player they have played with. In fact, I had a beer with Brett White, who is the assistant coach of the Canberra Raiders, on the Friday before the grand final, and I was talking about Cooper Cronk. And he said to me, in his own words, Cooper is the best player and the best professional he has played with. And I said, best player? He said, yep. Wow. He said, I'd take him over Cameron Smith, Billy Slater any day.
Wow. Is that when you were singing the Canberra Raiders song on the boat?
No, this was
Big Mal.
This was within the first half hour when I was doing the rounds, welcoming everyone.
Oh, geez, you're a great host. I reckon Cooper Cronk's going to learn from Leon Cameron and the Giants as well. He's only 1 year out of playing, a couple of months out of playing.
Is he going to be calling on Fox or doing any of the Fox media stuff?
I would say
you'd think so.
Yeah.
I don't know whether the Roosters are going to use him in any capacity.
I think they've signed him as a specialist halves coach.
Yeah, which makes a lot of sense too.
Boys, doping bans for cocaine and marijuana could be slashed from 4 years to as little as 4 weeks if athletes can prove that the illicit drugs weren't used for performance enhancing. This proposal, which will impact sort of global and local, is being voted on in Poland this week. What are your thoughts on this proposed reform? And I should just add that this doesn't stop the NRL and AFL from imposing their own rules. But what do you think about this?
Oh, look, I'm a big believer in having a strong anti-doping policy, regardless of whether they're performance-enhancing or not.
I don't think that these recreational or illicit substances are used in any way for performance enhancement. So I think you could prove that very comfortably. But I'm with Laurie. I think as role models, they need to be showing better behaviours than something like a 4-week break would give them.
Dave, you're nodding?
No, I agree. There you go. What more can I say?
Well, should they be punished harsher than society, or what do you?
No.
You can come from
actually,
a punter's
no.
angle.
Not as much. Not. I believe that.
I don't think a 4-week ban would stop anyone from doing it. I think you've got to stand for something. So we in our game we talk about standing for something that we believe in.
Yes.
If we believe in drugs are no good for our players or in society, you need to have a hard and fast rule.
I believe, though, you can't be tougher than society. The court of law outside.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, they are.
That's right, but they are.
They are. That's what I don't agree with.
Yeah.
They are. If you were caught in possession of an illicit substance, you'd be, a fine? And depending on your employer, depending on who it was, whether you'd be stood down or not, it's much harsher. But people aren't walking around the streets looking at stockbrokers and going, they don't have pictures of stockbrokers up on their wall. Some kids might. But they've got pictures of sports stars up on their walls, and that's the difference.
Well, boys, it's news time. Enjoy
Thank you,
your day.
Jaimee.
I'll
You
see
enjoy
next-
your day too. Say hello to Michelle for
I
us as
will.
well. And by the way, you gave us a winner of the Kennedy Oaks, didn't you? You like the Beauty Bolt.
Yeah, no, Beauty Bolt. I just said I liked her breeding, and I thought that she'd be there in the finish at $15.
Get away from the breeding.
I know. I'm acting as if I'm Caroline Ceci, which I'm not. I think the favourite is the deserved favourite. It will be hard to beat.
Miami Bound is that for Danny O'Brien. It is time now for the news with Madison. After the news, we'll come back with your calls, and we're also going to have a chat with the Sydney Kings CEO, Chris Pongrass.